I can do that, Mataji.
Please, Mataji.
Om Ajnanatimmirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chaskurunitannena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Utapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavancha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Sajivam Satvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Vitancha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavanishwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarobhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Vinya Mataji, for those beautiful prayers. So I welcome once again all the Matajis to our Amrta reading session. Today we are starting with our chapter 55, the final lesson. It is in volume 6. As we can see, it is projected. The paragraph starts with A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So Vinya Mataji, can you confirm, is this the same? I missed the paragraph I wrote last time. I think you shared, Mataji, last time.
No, you only shared, Mataji, last time. I was not sharing. No, I did not share in the group, Mataji. When I shared it. But when you shared it, I did not do it. Na? That's okay, Mataji. We can start reading here. Let's start.
Yeah, I think this is the thing. Okay, Mataji. So, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada is the paragraph. We have to start, Mataji.
Okay, Mataji.
Start, Mataji.
Yeah, I can start.
Oh, okay.
A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada is therefore to be appreciated not only as the guru of a few intimate servants or even the guru of a single generation of disciples. As the founder Acharya of the Krishna consciousness movement, he introduced the standard of Krishna consciousness as it can be practiced by all sincere followers for thousands of years to come. The scriptures predict that although the present age is constantly becoming more inauspicious, unfortunate, and degraded for a period of 10,000 years from the time of Lord Chaitanya's advent, a golden age of Krishna consciousness can appear, despite the force of Kali Yuga. Srila Prabhupada therefore prepared his translations and Bhaktivedanta purports on the essential Vaishnava scriptures Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, and Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, with a plan that they would form the foundation of the Krishna consciousness movement for 10,000 years. We cannot limit Srila Prabhupada, therefore, by describing him only within the drama of his being a guru for one generation of followers. Srila Prabhupada is Jagat Guru, the spiritual master of the entire world. He is a bona fide spiritual master, faithfully conveying the message of the disciplic succession from Krishna, and he received it in parampara from his spiritual master. More than that, he was empowered by Krishna to do what no other spiritual master has ever done. He is the founder Acharya for spreading the Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan worldwide in the midst of the age of Kali. Anyone who wants shelter from the evil effects of the present godless age can have it by taking up devotional service under the guidance of Lord Chaitanya's teachings as given by Srila Prabhupada. The dynamic preaching and realizations of Srila Prabhupada reveal the sublime teachings of Lord Chaitanya, which otherwise have been neglected, misused, and kept within the confines of India. Srila Prabhupada was actually able to understand Lord Chaitanya's prediction that Krishna consciousness would spread to every town and village in the world. Srila Prabhupada had faith in these words and personally saw in his lifetime that pure Krishna consciousness would be adopted by people of all races and cultures, even those considered by Vedic standards to be aborigines and outcasts. Through the applications of Srila Prabhupada, therefore, the Krishna consciousness movement is now proven to be viable for anyone, anywhere in the world. Hare Krishna. Anyone can continue?
Thank you so much, Preeti Mataji. Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji. Please, Mataji.
Anyone can serve Srila Prabhupada in separation. He asked all his followers to avoid 4 sinful activities: meat eating, intoxication, illicit sex and gambling, and to chant the Hare Krishna mantra a minimum of 16 rounds daily on beats. He also advised that one regularly read Vedic literature such as Bhagavad Gita as it is and Srimad Bhagavatam, and for keeping spiritual health and strength to follow the spiritual principles. He advised that one associate with like-minded devotees. Whoever follows these basic practices and recognizes Srila Prabhupada as a direct representative of Krishna is his follower. The Vedic scriptures say that only by serving the representative of Krishna can one become dear to Krishna himself. The ways of serving Krishna are unlimited, as Srila Prabhupada expertly displayed. He invited scientists, artists, philosophers and businessmen to serve Krishna according to their occupations and capabilities. The artist, instead of painting pictures out of his imagination or making renderings of the material energy, can paint pictures depicting Krishna in the spiritual world. The poet can describe Krishna as the absolute truth. The philosopher can explain Krishna as a cause of all causes. The scientist can prove that life comes from life. And the businessman can contribute money to the worthiest welfare activity of Krishna consciousness. A person does not, therefore, have to abandon his family or retreat to a solitary cave to realize God. In any situation of life, one can move from mundane to spiritual by adopting the practices of Krishna consciousness. This is the broad and liberal way Srila Prabhupada intended Krishna consciousness to pervade society. The International Society for Krishna Consciousness, Prabhupada's own society of devotees, is meant to help all persons interested in developing spiritual life under Srila Prabhupada's guidance. ISKCON was Prabhupada's organization for establishing and proliferating temple worship, book printing and distribution, and communities where devotees could live and serve together in close association. Prabhupada therefore entrusted all his properties, including the magnificent temples he had built in India, to ISKCON for the protection and perpetuation of his work. And he instructed his disciples to show their love for him by always cooperating among themselves to expand further the Krishna consciousness movement. Hare Krishna Mataji, I'll stop here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lalitangi Mataji. Mataji, anybody would like to continue from next paragraph onwards?
Mataji, can I read Mataji? Where it is, Mataji?
When a disciple expresses his appreciation.
Okay, Mataji, thank you. When a disciple expressed his appreciation of Prabhupada's magnificent quarters in Mumbai, Prabhupada replied, "I cannot take this with me. I am leaving them for you to see." The essential gifts of Krishna consciousness which Prabhupada brought are for everyone. Although most of people do not know it, they are actually hankering for happiness, for genuine spiritual life. Prabhupada, out of compassion, wanted to distribute the gifts of Krishna consciousness to all the hungry people in the world. These gifts, peace of mind, Mind satisfaction, freedom from anxiety can be obtained by anyone who takes wholeheartedly to devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This pure happiness state can be realized by receiving the ongoing dynamic legacy which Prabhupada left. His body, his devotion, his Krishna consciousness society, and his method of expertly applying Krishna consciousness to every situation in modern context. However, whoever intelligently take up the practice of Krishna consciousness will also inherit the most wonderful realization in his relationship with Srila Prabhupada, the pure devotee of Krishna. We hope that Srila Prabhupada's Amrta will help the readers in establishing their relationship with Srila Prabhupada. Its contribution is in the mood of remembering Srila Prabhupada in separation, remembering his pastimes, put one into direct contact with him and with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And this remembrance can free one from bondage to material life and enable one to taste the nectar of external pastimes of Krishna and his associates in spiritual world. Srila Prabhupada's life did not end on November 14, 1977. And we hope that the readers of Srila Prabhupada's Lilamrita will not feel that they have finished their connection with this literacy by having read it once. Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita can be read regularly from the beginning to end. Our hope is that by hearing about Srila Prabhupada, the reader will become himself a Prabhupadanuga, a follower of Prabhupada. We can wish no better fortunate upon anyone. Thus end the 6th volume of Srila Prabhupada's Lilamrita completed on November 9th, 1989 in the what is this, Mataji? Kartika season at the ISKCON Krishna Balarama Mandir in Vrindavan. No, Vrinda. I need to read. Mataji, do you want me to read more or?
Mataji,
Hari bol.
So now we will go to Yes, Mataji, we will start from here, chapter 1.
Okay, chapter 1, San Francisco, December 14, 1967. As soon as Srila Prabhupada came into view, many devotees began to cry and shed tears. He looked much healthier, tanned from the sun. Spiritually, he waved and smiled. That smile made them still more eager, and they could hardly contain themselves while Prabhupada patiently waited for a custom official to inspect his bag. When Prabhupada had left America, his disciples had been uncertain whether they would ever see him again. He had suffered and paralyzed stroke in New York and had gone back to India. What is that, Mataji?
Okay, then you stop it.
Recuperate, Mataji.
No, Mama, it's in the microwave.
If he were going to die, he had said the best place in the world was Vrindavan. But soon in his letters from India came news of returning strength. Krishna Krishna had saved him. Now he was back. They need him. If they were to represent him and spread Krishna consciousness, then they need more association with Krishna's few devotees. Jayananda drew him from the airport in the old what is this, Mataji? Limousine decorated with flowers. Prabhupada would be staying in an apartment in Brahmachari's house on Wild what is this? Willard Street, about 2 blocks from the storefront temple on what is this, Mataji? Sorry for troubling you. As he approached the door of his apartment, he saw the picture of Lord Vishnu taped to the inside of the glass facing him. Although the devotees had a debate about the picture because of Lord Vishnu had not been colored blue, Prabhupada enjoyed his palms together in the pranama gesture and slightly bowing his head past Lord Vishnu and entered the house. Thank you, Mataji. I would like to stop here.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Mataji, if anybody would like to continue from next paragraph onwards?
I'll read, Mataji. Should I read?
Yes, sir. Sita Priti Mataji, please accept my Dhanavad Pranam. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you, Mataji, for joining this session and giving your association, Mataji. Please.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The devotees gathered excitedly in Prabhupada's room. One of them had read about a Vaishnava ceremony of washing the feet of the spiritual master. So they had prepared a pitcher of water and bowl. Prabhupada permitted it, and in a few seconds it was done. Then he sat facing a crowded room of intimate devotees. Taking his kartals and playing them softly and sweetly, he led a Hare Krishna Kirtan. It was no ordinary thing how Prabhupada sang, and how they listened and chanted in response was with fastened aesthetic attention. But it was brief. Afterwards, he began to speak of Krishna. He said that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and everyone's best friend. Even a good friendship in this world is a small indication of Krishna's friendship, because everything is coming from Krishna. If you feel good on a nice spring day, that is an indication of Krishna. The smell of an aromatic flower, that is Krishna. Whatever is good in this world is Krishna, and all that is bad comes from forgetfulness of Krishna. Prabhupada spoke with a kind, gentle and humble attitude. He had bought back some gifts. For the ladies he had saris. He held up the thin cotton clothes one at a time, called the name of each initiated girl disciple, and handed her a sari. One sari was white with a red and black design. Others were white with single colored borders. In a small saffron cloth, Prabhupada had 3 silken garlands. He unwrapped them, saying, "These can be tied around the necks of Lord Jagannath, Subhadra and Balaram." Previous to these, the deities had received no dresses or decorations. Mukunda and Shamsundra came forward to show Prabhupada their first American-made kartals. Months ago, Prabhupada had suggested that they might make kartals in America, and the men had analyzed the metal in the Indian kartals, gathered the ingredients from scrapyards, taken them to a foundry, and had them molded into finished products. Prabhupada took the first pair of American kartals in his hand, hit them together a few times, and pronounced, "Not so great." Again he took up his own beautifully polished brass kartals from India. Striking them together once, he led the ring for a long time. "This is great," he said. Then looking around the room, Prabhupada engaged in friendly little exchanges with his disciples. Seeing Lilavati sitting in a corner with her baby daughter, Subhadra, Prabhupada said, Your daughter looks just like Subhadra." Lilavati sighed gratefully to hear it. "Govinda Das," Prabhupada said, "I am always thinking of your paintings." Hi Krishna Mataji. Mataji wants to start from there.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hari Bol.
Yes, Mataji. I would like to read, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Prabhupada asked whether all the devotees were chanting the 16 rounds daily. Almost everyone replied yes, Swamiji. One new devotee, however, an English girl whose face turned bright red, began to stammer in a fluttering voice, I chant. She said, I chant. And then suddenly, bluttering out like a little girl about to cry, sometimes I chant more than 16 rounds a day. Her voice cracked and she seemed on the brink of tears, but devotees and Prabhupada could not help from laughing. In Prabhupada's presence, it all seemed jovial. Uddhava Das came into the room and announced, we have some prasadam for you. Swamiji, would you like to take now? What? Asked Prabhupada. A little rice. The devotees began to laugh, thinking of the elaborate feast they had prepared for Prabhupada. Prabhupada had one more thing to show them in his bag. It was a coconut grater commonly used in Bengal households. Prabhupada gave it to Yamuna, who began to grate a coconut while the devotees watched, surrounded by his devotees. Surrounded by his devotees, Prabhupada then went to the kitchen and prepared coconut laddus made from the white coconut pulp, butter, sugar, black pepper, cardamom and camphor flavor. He rolled them into balls, ate one himself and distributed a few. Prabhupada returned to his room where he sat down again and was silent. Sensing that he should be left alone, the devotees excused themselves from his presence. Everyone was satisfied. Prabhupada was back and they would have him for a while. Jivananda. After everybody left, I stayed behind to talk to him, and seeing me just kind of sitting there, he put me to work and made me clean up his room. I began to pick up the paper and stuff and throw away all the boxes. So afterwards, Prabhupada said, so you have some question? And I said, yes, Swamiji. I would like to get married to Harsharani. He said, oh, who are you? I said, I am Jivananda. He said, oh, you have been initiated. I said, yes. He said, by me. And I said, yes. He said, that's very nice. What do you do? I said, well, when I was in Santa Fe, I used to milk the cows. He said, that is very nice. We talked some more and then I said, Swamiji, can I get married? He said, I will think about it. You can ask me again later. Shirananda. That evening I went to his room to see him. As I felt he might be lonely, I went into his room to try to keep him company, but as soon as I got there, he started talking about Krishna. There were some Brijabasi posters of Krishna on the wall, and he would point to them and explain a little, saying, here is Krishna and Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. He talked and I didn't have a chance to say anything, but he just talked about the posters on the wall. I got the feeling that we had known each other from some other time. Although this was the first time I was seeing him, yet he seemed like an old friend. He was certainly magnanimous and cordial as he sat there and talked about Krishna. I felt that if he was an old friend, then maybe I would know this to be a fact someday. But my attention span was not very long, and I really didn't know very much about the life of Krishna. So I left after a short period of time. Prabhupada had a small band of disciples in San Francisco, not more than 15, but they were becoming intensely attached to him, especially since pagan departure and now his return into their midst. Each of them wanted to engage more in Prabhupada's personal service. Although only his secretaries, Gaura Sundara and Govinda Dasi and his servant Upendra were allowed to be with him constantly. One of the devotees asked Prabhupada about feeling envy towards those devotees who seemed to be especially favored. Everyone Prabhupada replied, from the Lord Brahma and Indra down to insignificant ant is sometimes envious. No one wants to tolerate another person's advancement or another persons taking an exalted position. And it is a fact. Prabhupada said that if we find a person excelling in a field or serving the spiritual master, then that person is very fortunate by Krishna's arrangement. But in the spiritual world, there is not envy over such a thing. Rather, in the spiritual world, everyone is pleased and excited to see that one person is in a more advanced position. They are enthused and gladdened by it. But in the material world, there is always competitive nature and envy. His words pacified them. If Prabhupada allowed someone to serve him, they would accept it as the arrangement of Krishna. But everyone got a chance to accompany Swamiji on his morning walks. They were open to whoever wanted to go. Usually one or two of the brahmacharis and one or two householders couples would accompany him. They would drive Prabhupada to the park in the temple's car, a 1952 blue Ford Cow. Usually Jayananda would drive the car. The passenger seat was broken and tilted back at a 45-degree angle to the ground. And although Prabhupada sat up straight, his chin held high and the seat slanted so much that he would only see out of the lowest part of the window. But it was the only car they had, and Prabhupada never complained. Mataji, I would like to stop here, Mataji. Thank you for this opportunity. So I think we all got a chance of reading, Mataji. So now I would like to thank Preeti Mataji, Lalitangi Mataji, Vinaya Mataji, Sita Preeti Mataji for joining this session and reading, Mataji. And now we would like to share your realizations, Mataji. So I would like to request all the Matajis, can you start with your realizations?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. It was very, very beautiful.
Hare Krishna.
At the end, I was really liking that part that where, if Srila Prabhupada Leela Amrta is not ended, if you like to read, you can read it every day so that we can be always in the memories of Srila Prabhupada and become Srila Prabhupada Anugas. Serving Srila Prabhupada, always being in that mode. Srila Prabhupada is present with his books and with his recordings, audio recordings, always with us. So that was really very nice. I really liked that one point in today's reading, Mataji. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, and thank you so much for giving me the taste for the Srila Prabhupada Leela Amrta. All glories to your service, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Vinaya Mataji. I was also just memorizing the last verses, Mataji. Thank you again for sharing those points, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Mataji?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. I just had a query over here. Well, if anybody could answer it. Mataji, like we say that we are like according in the ISKCON there are parts like there some who only follow Srila Prabhupada are called as Prabhupada Anugas, and then we are called as Rupanugas, right? Like please correct if I'm wrong. So how is this word just used over here, Mataji, or it is just used with context to Prabhupada Leelamrit?
Yeah, so Mataji, then Preeti Mataji and Lalitangi Mataji can answer. I think so.
Yeah. Because that is the word which this Ritvik people, they use a lot and try to differentiate them from the main ISKCON. So I was just confused about that.
Yes, Mataji, yes. Yes. Lalitangi Mataji, Preeti Mataji, would you like to, Mataji, would you like to answer, Mataji?
Lalitangi Mataji, you want to go ahead?
Okay, so as from what I understand, Mataji, Anuga means followers. So Rupanuga means one who is a follower of Rupa Goswami. That's the whole branch from Rupa Goswami. So here when he wrote Prabhupada Nuga, that time there was no Ritvik. This book came about in, I think, between 77 to 80. So basically, we are all followers of Srila Prabhupada. We are Prabhupada Nugas. But then we are not direct followers of Prabhupada. We can't be. Because, when we go into the temple and when we offer obeisances to Prabhupada, we are supposed to introduce ourselves to him, that how we are connected to one of his disciples. Like here, he is asking this Jivananda Prabhu, like, are you initiated by me? So Prabhupada knows those who are initiated by him, and so when we do, we offer our Guru Pranam mantra first, who is our spiritual master, and then Prabhupada is his spiritual master. So like that way, down the line, like 500 years later, anybody can be connected to Prabhupada, because Prabhupada is basically the Uddaraga Acharya, the deliverer. And so we maintain that link, that because we know that it's not a one-way connection, that you accept Prabhupada, but Prabhupada don't even know who you are. The initiation or this relationship of guru and disciple is two sides. So that's what we ask Ritvik people. You accept Prabhupada, but Prabhupada, has he accepted you? We know for sure that Prabhupada has accepted us, because we are the gurus are, when they give initiation, they are the disciples of Prabhupada, and they say that on behalf of Prabhupada, I am doing this to you. So that's what I could think about it, Mataji. Preeti Mataji and others, you can add also.
How beautiful, Mataji, how beautiful.
Thank you, Lalitangi Mataji. I think that was very clear. So basically, our entire Sampradaya, we are Rupanugas, that is correct, because we follow in the, the tenets of Rupa Goswami and his teachings and his method of worshipping. Hence we are called as Rupanugas. Actually, we are also Prabhupada Nugas, because we actually follow Prabhupada and whatever he has taught. But as she rightly pointed out, we connect to Prabhupada through Parampara. That is, we don't consider Prabhupada to be our direct Diksha Guru. We do have our Diksha Gurus who's connected to Prabhupada, and hence we are connected to the entire Sampradaya. But whereas the Ritviks, they have a different take, and they say, no, we are initiated directly by Prabhupada. So they do not accept a Diksha Guru or a spiritual master, and they think they are directly initiated by Prabhupada, though Prabhupada is not in his mortal body. So hence what they did was they started taking up this name called as Prabhupada Nugas, meaning direct followers of Prabhupada. Everyone is Prabhupada Nuga. All of us are Prabhupada Nuga. The only difference is that we are connected through proper chain, disciplic succession, through Sampradaya, through a living Guru, whereas they have their own concocted ideas that they can take initiation from a person who's not in his living body. So that's why they specifically chose to use the word Prabhupada Nugas, just to aim at the point that they are directly initiated by Prabhupada, which cannot happen. So the word Prabhupada Nuga itself is not wrong. Everybody is Prabhupada Nuga, but they try to take that title because they have a different way of thinking. Did that help, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, perfect. Like if any Ritvik tries to ask something, this is a perfect answer for them. Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you.
Mataji, I have a question. Is in this, was that Prabhupada Nuga, or I mistakenly pronounced, or it was written right in this, or I mistakenly pronounced?
No,
it was written right. I just want to confirm it. Hare Krishna.
Very nice question and very nice answers, Mataji.
Thank you, Preeti Mataji. That's really more clear.
Mataji, thank you for so beautiful explanation, and you are so humble. I just wish I can just take at least fraction of your humbleness. Please bless us, Mataji, with your humbleness and your kindness. So nicely you all explain. You all are blessed.
You have to bless us, Mataji. It's mutual. So then only, by each other's blessings, we can finally serve our Guru Maharaj and Mr. Prabhupada, so that they are pleased.
It's a blessing to be on the Bhakti Sangha conference call and in your all association. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Sita Priti Mataji. Would you like to share some realizations, Mataji? Any of your realizations?
Mataji, one thing which I lastly when we read, like Srila Prabhupada, he never thought very great about himself. Though last time when we read, he was still saying that I have done, like he was blaming himself that I have called some of them rascals and that is the reason I'm, like he was blaming on himself, right? Like last time when we read the Amrta. So in this part, like you see that he is so, he's like he's the founder Acharya. Then too, he is not even bothered like what type of car he's moving in, what income, what discomfort he's having in his travel. He's just content, so much of content. Otherwise, like in this material world, or forget about material world and our lives also, if we have little comfort, then too we start cribbing about things and we say, oh, I'm doing such a big thing and I should have this and I should have that. And then that discomfort or that disappointment just starts reflecting in our day-to-day life. And we just start pouncing, at least I, like pouncing on everything and anything we find. But Srila Prabhupada had been so much of compassionate and he understood the situations. Like wherever he could not accept, he just told, like the Kartals when we saw. He just did not try to appreciate anyone without any reason. The Kartals were not good or the sound was not vibrant enough, he told them. And on the other hand, the American disciples also, just look at their dedication. Like from the scrapyard, they take the metal and then they make the Kartals out of it. How, like it is so beyond words, to explain this, that their dedication to Srila Prabhupada, like I just cannot imagine that faith which they had when they did not know much about the philosophy or they were learning everything about it. We, though being connected to India, still do we have that like, oh, I should make something from scratch and then please the Lord or please my Guru Maharaj through that service. I don't know, so much to learn from each and every person which we are reading in Amrta. And I know, like when we read about the part where the Prabhu says that I want to get married, I don't know where I read it, but I had heard it, I guess, that one of the sannyasis or one of the Prabhus comes and asks, it was something funny which someone had shared, that Prabhu comes and asks that I want to get married to this Mataji. And then Srila Prabhupada says that you are calling her Mataji and then how are you going to get married to her? So this was one thing which I had heard sometime. I do not remember the context. So I just remembered that part as well in this. Thank you, Mataji. Just this much I just had which I wanted to share. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Sita Priti Mataji. Yes, Mataji. What you told for like the discomforts in our life, I totally agree, Mataji. Yesterday we got a power outage for 3 hours, Mataji, and it was like summer in Texas, Houston, and it is so hot and we could not bear that heat, Mataji. And Prabhupada, he is the founder Acharya, as you told, like, and he doesn't have any little bit of what we can say. He is like the biggest achiever or anything, and he's very down to earth, and he accepts everything what he got, Mataji. That is true, Mataji. And thank you so much, Mataji, for sharing these points. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Priti Mataji, would you like to share, Mataji?
Haribol Mataji. It was a very, very nice session and it was nice to read Amrta after such a long break. One thing I liked was about how Prabhupada, he brought gifts for everyone and he got saris for all the ladies and he wanted to give each one a separate gift. The cooks he wanted to give a gift. Then he taught them how to make coconut laddus for that. So just the personal touch that Prabhupada gives during every visit to any temple, I thought that was very, very sweet. And also, as rightly mentioned by all of you, the previous chapter ending, as it says that Amrta doesn't end You can keep reading, and it's always new and fresh. That was very beautiful. These two things stuck to my mind. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Priti Mataji. As sometimes when I got this, as you told us, coconut laddu, so I was looking the ingredients what Prabhupada is adding. So I'm thinking what I added and what Prabhupada is adding, or should I add some more ingredients? And I got pepper to be added, Mataji, extra. So I'm thinking that
Yes.
Prabhupada is expert in everything, every field, like cooking, managing work, then coming to farming, deity worship, paintings, then negotiating, everything is perfect. And I'm just seeing the recipe how Prabhupada made. Oh my goodness, he is all-rounder, Mataji. Yeah. Thank you,
Very true.
Mataji.
Very true. Thank you.
Mataji, where is the recipe, Mataji?
While you are reading, Mataji, I'll just share, Mataji. I'll go up and share. Here we got in laddu, coconut laddu preparation.
Okay, I was getting out of the car and I missed that part then.
Yeah,
I just
Mataji,
made
I'm
coconut
highlighting,
butter.
Mataji. I'm highlighting. Can you see, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, coconut butter, sugar, okay. Okay. I just made coconut burfi a few days ago.
Yeah, just add black pepper and camphor. That's Prabhupada's secret.
Okay.
Yeah, I add camphor, Mataji, but I don't add black pepper. So this is the secret to the delicious coconut laddu.
Wow, that's nice. We'll make for Balram Jayanti.
Yes, Mataji, yes. So I'm thinking while reading all these things, I'm recollecting that Prabhupada is expert in everything. Yes. Thank you, Priti Mataji. Thank you for sharing this, Mataji. So, Mataji, I think I will share, Mataji. So, we have seen that we have completed this Leelamrita, Mataji, successfully with Lalitanandi Mataji's initiation of starting this. And it is, I felt really immersed and really wonderful the way Prabhupada is taking every moment and dealing with people, not only devotees, non-devotees also, how he is diligently dealing with all the people, and he makes everybody into Krishna consciousness. And not only like that, but seeing the last synopsis, we can see that he is leading each and every moment in Krishna consciousness, and to make the world into Krishna consciousness, as the words of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to make each and every part, nook and corner of the world, city, village, every small county, town, to make into Krishna consciousness, how Prabhupada is using all the skills like managerial skills, farming skills, then what we can say, negotiating skills, dealing with non-devotees, and we can see cooking skills, and then craft skills, how we can see sometimes he directs devotees to make wonderful things for decoration of the temple. Then cleanliness, in some parts of the Leelamrita we can see how he is very keen observing the neatness of the temple, and not only inside surroundings of the temple also, how he recommends devotees to clean properly and arrange the rugs in the temple area, how to clean the altars also. So when we see this, he is very much into all the details of day-to-day life. He is not only sitting in one corner of a place and chanting or doing his own deity worship and devotional service, but he is encouraging and he is giving awareness to all the people around him to utilize the life what Krishna has given to us, doing all the duties in Krishna consciousness. So we have seen from so many chapters, from how he brings the what we can say, deities, how he manages, how he constructs, how he tell to the his disciples to how to tell the people to construct very nicely. We have seen in previous chapters also, he is very much upset with the construction of the temples, why it is making so much delay in construction. So from all these things, Prabhupada is a what we can say very good example. Not only example, he is our guru in every part. Now we have seen the preparation of laddu, how very detailed he is in every art. And another part I like, where Prabhupada is telling that he transformed scientist, artist, philosopher, businessman to serve Krishna in whatever occupations they are doing. So I have remembered artist, painters. He told that not to paint to their own imagination, not to whatever they have their imagination, don't draw, but draw related or paint related to Krishna. Use your skills, painting skills in drawing good pictures of Krishna. Then scientists, we have seen scientists also in the last chapters, how he encouraged scientists to use their scientific knowledge in Krishna consciousness and prove that scientists, whatever they are doing, they are not doing wonderful things. It is already in the scriptures. He told not to waste your time in digging some new things. It is already there. Just follow Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita and Chaitanya Charitamrita. We have seen that. And we have seen that Nobel Prize winners are all smashed by the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam philosophy. And we have seen the businessmen also. How businessmen are, what we can say, encouraged, or what we can say, he tells how to use the money in devotional service. And it is also kind of devotional service using Lakshmi in the Krishna consciousness. And not only this, we have seen the philosophers also. So he is encouraging all ways of life, all the occupants of the society to be in Krishna consciousness. And lastly, we have seen that how Prabhupada lives in his books. If we have seen in last chapters that Vani and Vapu. Vapu is the physical body of our Guru and Vani is our instructions of our Guru. And physical body, Vapu is not there. We have to listen to his Vani. And how we can listen? We have to read his books every day, so that we can follow his instructions. Prabhupada is telling from so many chapters that I leave in my books. Please read the books as the law books. How the lawyers read their books scrutinizingly, each and every word, each and every, what we can say, law sections. That way, you have to read our Prabhupada's books as scrutinizingly. Each and every word has very deep meaning. So we have to read as a law books, and we have to remember whenever anybody asks, we have to stand in the mid of the night and we have to answer them. That way, Prabhupada asked his disciple to read his books. And we have seen in the end of the chapter that we have to read Amrta on a day-to-day basis, and that's how we become Prabhupada Anigas. And how we get the blessings of Krishna? When we are following a pure devotee's instructions. And pure devotee is none other than our Srila Prabhupada. That is the way we have to read our Prabhupada's books, and we can get the mercy of Krishna. And we have seen this chapter 1, 7th volume, written to America, 1961. One of the fascinating things I have gone here is how Prabhupada is giving the saris to every new initiated girl, and he is taking a garlands, 3 garlands, and telling to tie these garlands to Lord Jagannath, Subhadra and Balram. And previously they were not dressed and no decorations. So in this also he is giving the steps to decorate and dress deities very nicely to girls. And we have seen the karatals, how they are made by Mukunda and Shyamasundara, and he has shown this. And we have seen the coconut scraper which he brought from India, and he is telling to disciples how to use that. And then again we have seen the laddu making as told by Priti Mataji. And we have seen the good conversation between Jayananda and Prabhupada, how he want to get married to Harsharani, and how Prabhupada is telling to wait for few days and again to remember, make him remember. And we have seen Chidananda Swami, how Prabhupada is talking to the paintings of Krishna on the wall. And there are some Brijavasis posters of Krishna, and how he is more immersed into posters and how he is talking. So from the talking, Chidananda got that he is not a new person to Prabhupada. He is some good old friend to Prabhupada. We can see that whatever good we come across, in one paragraph it is stating that whatever good friends we come across, whatever good fragrances, whatever good circumstances, whatever good occasions we come across in our life is because of Krishna's mercy. And whatever bad we feel is because of our forgetfulness of Krishna. So we can see how Krishna is playing very important role in our life. Whatever good we get because of Krishna's mercy. And again at the same time we should not blame whatever bad has happened. Again we are getting the answer for that also. Because of a forgetfulness of Krishna we are facing all the troubles in our life. And again I just forgot something I want to share. And the Sita Priti Mataji, as she shared about the car, how it is in this condition and how Prabhupada is not complaining. That is very wonderful. And Prabhupada's walks, morning walks also, we know that how Prabhupada walk every day. One more point I thought of sharing, Mataji, just one moment. Yeah, that's it, Mataji. One point I forgot. Yeah, but thank you so much, Mataji, for giving me this opportunity and share my realizations. It was very nice to share your realizations and listen to your realizations also, Mataji. So happy to have your association, Mataji. And Mataji, I want to share one more point, Mataji. After reading Leelamrita, I used to paint paintings, Mataji. I had a passion for painting. So after reading Leelamrita, I stopped whatever paintings I used to paint. After reading that, I started two paintings. One is Gajendra Moksha painting, and another is what is that? Lord Balaji's Chakra, Shanku and Nama. I started painting, but I did not complete, Mataji. It was like 2 years I started, Mataji, but it was pending, Mataji. After reading Leelamrita only, I used to paint nature, flowers, like that, Mataji. But after reading this and across while reading, I got this point also in the middle of the Leelamrita. Then from there I stopped painting all those whatever I got to my imaginations. But I want to paint to relate to Krishna only, Mataji.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol, this is so wonderful. I was in fact thinking for Bhakti Sangha we need a painter so that we can have images both on our videos as well as for the kids classes. We can have our own images for our syllabus and everything. So if you are going to paint, that is best, Mataji. If you have so much passion for painting, please share all the paintings with us, and we'll use it in a very beautiful way. We'll promote it nicely. Please paint, Mataji.
Yeah, sure, Mataji.
We also were thinking about introducing Prabhupada Amrta in our kids' classes, Mataji.
That is very nice, Mataji. They can make small presentations.
Yeah, no, like we were thinking, we have in Damodar session like sloka part and rhyme part, right? Like that only way. If you give another 5 minutes extra, we can put Prabhupada session and put two slides for Prabhupada's holy. Like every day, like as the teacher changes for the rhyme and sloka. Like Supriya Mataji wants to teach for the kids. I have spoken to her. She was okay for that, Mataji.
Amazing. It's a beautiful initiative.
Yeah, we can discuss offline, Mataji, with you. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Sita Priti Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, can you have suggestions of...
Oh, I wanted to add, even Sita Priti is a very beautiful painter.
No, Mataji.
She draws and paints very beautifully, but I've seen her nature painting and all. And then she was also telling that she's going to start with deity-related painting.
Oh,
So
very
both
nice,
of you
Mataji.
can, if both of you can send some paintings, and we can make nice, videos or something. We can incorporate it in all our different sessions. It will be nice.
Yeah, but I am not that much good painter, Mataji. I draw little, Mataji, but I will share
Mataji, no.
Mataji.
When we start in Krishna's service, nobody is very great or something. We just start randomly, but Krishna makes everything beautiful. So just start.
Yes. Yeah, that is true, Mataji. I accept it, but I don't know how it will be useful, Mataji, but I would like to share, Mataji.
Wonderful, Mataji. Wonderful.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Thank you for the service. So, Mataji, we would like to end this session, Mataji.